Caitlin Clark said, "No layups in my house," and sent Angel Reese flying like it was a Southwest commercial. That flop had Academy Award winner written all over it. But the refs really looked at that and said, "Yep, that's definitely murder," and gave Caitlin a flagrant like she pulled a knife out mid-play. And Angel tried to run up on her and said, "You're crazy as fuck, what the fuck are you doing?" And Caitlin's all like, "This is just basketball. It's either a layup or free throws. Pick one."
It's just a good take foul, you know? If either Angel gets wide open 2 points or, we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a good take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
And just like that, Caitlin Clark dropped a triple-double, won by 35.
It finally happened. Angel Reese let her hatred for Caitlin Clark take over, and the meltdown was caught on live television. Her emotions didn't just slip out, they exploded. And the result? A humiliating benching that left fans stunned and commentators scrambling for answers. This wasn't about fouls or fatigue. This was personal, and everyone watching knew it. But instead of backing down, Angel decided to embarrass herself in front of the whole world. The Chicago Sky calls Reese their star player, but all they could do was bench their so-called star player because she let jealousy get the best of her.
Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever is currently putting the beats on the Chicago Sky, and I'm telling you right now, Angel Reese is furious because she wants to make it her business to beat Caitlin Clark this year, and I'm telling you right now,
Angel Reese finally got what she didn't see coming, a seat on the bench served with a side of humiliation. And no, it wasn't for strategy or rest. It was the kind of public timeout that says, cool off before you burn the whole game down. This wasn't some coach's quirky call. It was a full-blown reality check, delivered in front of the whole world. 1 second she was on the court, the next she was parked like a spectator, while the internet hit replay like it was the season finale.
Black and White Sports supporters, well, I told you guys there would be a follow-up video on the nuclear fallout. That's exactly what it's been. Over the take foul, as Caitlin Clark is calling it, and that's a great way to say it. It was a take foul. She was trying to prevent a wide-open layup, although one could argue that she might have missed it anyway, on Angel Reese, and then Angel Reese went absolutely, utterly berserk.
So what caused Reese to crash? Oh, just a normal foul on Caitlin Clark. Nothing dramatic, no elbow to the throat, just a basic everyday foul call. But for Angel, that was enough to light the fuse. She snapped like someone just handed her Caitlin's highlight reel as a birthday gift. What followed wasn't basketball. It was a meltdown with sneakers on.
You got this little white girl and Caitlin Clark out here busting that flat out, bro. Triple dub. And I don't want to hear none of that stat padding stuff, bro. She had a triple double, and that's just the facts, man. That's just the facts. So I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, she fouled her hard, bro. It was a malicious play." Man, that wasn't no malicious play. This is a malicious play. Check it out. What y'all gonna say?
But Angel Reese? Oh, she didn't just react. She went full volcanic eruption. If emotions had a Richter scale, this one would have hit a solid 10. And if the arena had a smoke detector, yeah, the fourth quarter would have been relocated to the parking lot. Let's not sugarcoat it. This wasn't competitive spirit or mutual respect in disguise. This wasn't two legends pushing each other to greatness. This was raw, unfiltered beef. The kind that says, I hope your shoelaces snap mid-fast break and your layup hits the mascot.
Hard foul. Caitlin Clark fouls Angel Reese while going up for a layup. People are making a big deal out of this. And me, I'm looking at it like, look, it was just a hard foul. I don't even think it was flagrant. The only thing that was flagrant was Angel Reese's response, right? How she responded to the hard foul. And obviously you can see there's still a little hate. There's still a little hate out there. But I'm going to say this. WNBA, lean in on this. Lean in on it.
Godzilla vs. Kong feel like a preschool puppet show with free juice boxes and nap time. Angel didn't keep her distance or play it cool. She stormed toward Caitlin like she had a point to prove and a grudge to deliver. No hesitation, no second thoughts, just straight up confrontation energy. It felt less like a basketball game and more like a child throwing a tantrum for a candy. And her body language, loud enough to cancel out the buzzer. Even the commentators looked rattled. One blinked, the other coughed mid-sentence.
You saw them play how you
Basketball play, refs got it right. Move on.
Caitlin just stood there. stunned, like someone accidentally walked into the wrong locker room mid-game. Her face said it all, confused, cornered, and clearly wondering how breathing near Angel Reese triggered a full-on meltdown. Yes, she committed a basic foul, but Angel acted like Caitlin slapped her with a shoe mid-layup. The reaction was massive, way beyond the moment, like she'd been waiting all season to blow. Then the coach made the call. Angel was pulled, and it wasn't subtle. No pat on the back, no whisper, just a cold, quick gesture that screamed, "Enough!" The crowd? You could feel the shift. Cheers died, whispers started. Everyone watching felt that uncomfortable silence before the storm. Angel walked off without a word. No protests, no stares, just that tight, locked-in rage, the kind where even the bench looks nervous sitting next to you. And things didn't just trend online, they erupted. Fans were confused, split, and spiraling. Some defended her like she was the last boss in a video game. Others hit replay, trying to figure out what just snapped. Caitlin's side? Oh, they treated it like a championship win. The memes dropped faster than jump shots, and suddenly everyone had an opinion, a theory, and a screenshot. This wasn't just drama. It was a digital wildfire, and Angel was at the center of it.
Walk me through your perspective on the flagrant foul, and what was the point you were trying to make to her?
It's just a good take foul, you know? Either Angel gets wide open 2 points or, we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
Angel's response? Oh, it wasn't calm, it wasn't collected. It was an emotional bulldozer with no brakes. She didn't walk it back. She floored it, full throttle. Apology? Nowhere in sight. Regret? Not even a flicker. Angel didn't just react. She went after Caitlin like she'd been planning this moment since preseason. Every move, every glare, every post-game word was soaked in personal vendetta. You didn't need subtitles. Her energy said it loud. This isn't rivalry, this is personal. If she's got posters on her wall, we know who's getting darts thrown at them. Her body language said fight mode, her snarl said don't test me, and her answers, the emotional range of a storm warning. This wasn't athletic fire, this was scorched earth territory, and let's talk fallout. NCAA officials love to preach grace and sportsmanship, but you just know they were watching that clip on loop like it was a crisis highlight reel. Angel went full verbal demolition on national TV and expected to just hydrate and walk off? Not happening. This ain't the rough and rowdy 90s anymore. Reese is cooked. NCAAHQ is probably in full-blown panic mode. Clipboards flying, Zoom calls buzzing, and some poor intern typing how to suspend a star without tanking ratings into ChatGPT. Because this wasn't just bad optics. This was a whole PR wildfire. And Angel lit the match.
Sugarcoating this is pure hate. Pure hatred for that white girl in India. Excuse me. I need to specify. Sorry. The one that wears 22 in Indiana.
Her coach looked like a man questioning every life choice that led him to this moment. You could see it in his eyes. The quiet panic of someone realizing coaching Angel Reese isn't about X's and O's, it's about dodging emotional landmines with a clipboard. That post-game press conference? Painful. He smiled 4 times, sighed 5, and delivered the classic, "We'll handle it internally." Translation? I'm praying the league steps in before she body slams someone mid-practice. Meanwhile, the fan base was having a meltdown of its own. Half were screaming, "She's just passionate," like they were defending their cousin in court. The other half were wondering if aggressive side-eye qualifies as a technical foul. And then there's the third group, the chaos lovers. Sitting back, snacks in hand, treating WNBA drama like it's Sunday night cable TV. Let's not act brand new. Angel's emotional highlight reel started back in college. She's always been the main character, never the background. Her game comes with dialogue, plot twists, and occasional storm warnings. But last night, that wasn't passion. That was something else. That was soap opera on fast-forward energy. That was DEFCON 1 with lip gloss and a headband. She wasn't playing basketball. She was starring in her own unscripted series, Keeping Up with the Court Queens. She moved like someone just ruined her birthday surprise. And if she'd pulled out a folding chair, honestly, no one would have blinked. It already felt like the WNBA meets WWE, minus the entrance music and smoke machine. Though let's be real, at this point, even that might be coming next.
Do you like the way your players responded there, just to that moment? It looked like somebody was coming over, talking with Angel, coaching staff was talking with her, help calm her down, make sure that it didn't escalate any further?
Yeah, I think that it's a little misrepresentation to
calm her down. I think emotions were high on both sides, and so you know, I think Angel reacted in a way that any of us would react in a moment like that.
Because while Angel Reese was stewing on the bench, Caitlin Clark was out there draining shots like nothing ever happened. One star was in full meltdown mode, and the other, she was casually stacking buckets like she hadn't just been the target of a live TV feud. You could almost hear the Nike boardroom hit the panic button, thinking if they can get a new slogan by Monday, and the sports world, oh, they went full chaos mode. Analysts were spinning wild takes like it was draft night for drama. Is Angel a liability now? Is Caitlin secretly the only adult in this high-stakes middle school energy? Should we just hire a team therapist and call it a day? Every hot take felt like a rejected Netflix pilot. Some blamed pressure, others blamed coaching. A few just blamed Mercury being in retrograde. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, pure gold. You just know the locker room vibes were on edge. Teammates pretending not to hear anything. Coaches rehearsing calm-down speeches in the mirror. PR teams sending urgent emails while muting group chats that are currently on emotional fire. But let's talk about the real loser of the night, Angel Reese. Because it doesn't matter how good you are, how many points you score, or how fierce your rebounding game is. If your biggest highlight is a televised tantrum and a front row seat to your own downfall,
Today, we saw Caitlin Clark become the fastest player in WNBA history to have 3 triple-doubles. Besides it getting a little bit spicy with her and Reese, what did you like that you saw from Clark?
Speaking of spicy, right? I think that was just a no free buckets foul. Now, it was a hard one, and I think the refs did their job, and I'm glad we can focus on the court. But Caitlin Clark, she came in this season as the MVP favorite for 2025, and even though it's one game, you can see that it may not just be all talk. She had a triple-double, as you mentioned, 20, 10, and 10. And you can see 2 things happening. Playing with vets like Juwana Bonner and Natasha Howard, it allows her to not constantly be doubled or triple teamed or trapped.
Versus Clark, it went head-to-head. Let's check out went as we pick this up early in the second. Angel Reese, she's been working on that jumper, and it's good. Put some respect on it. Sky down 3 under 10 left now. Clark finds her spot, and it's a green bean. CC beating the buzzer, and then check this out on the Sky bench. Angel Reese is like, man, come on, man. Y'all need to D up. How you gonna let her get that jump? A little shade. Fever up by 13 at the break. Third quarter. Watch Reese under the hoop here. After the miss, this is what everyone's talking about. She gets a rebound, and then Clark comes in with a hard foul. Reese has to be held back as Aaliyah Boston steps in.
and let's not fool ourselves. This mess isn't fading anytime soon. Angel Reese's meltdown is now permanent internet history. It's in 4K, it's in slow motion, and it's sitting pretty at the top of every social feed from TikTok to your uncle's WhatsApp group. That face, mid-scream, mid-lunge, mid-I'm about to lose it, is already meme royalty. Someone out there's printing it on hoodies as we speak. And ESPN's graphics team? Probably crying into their monitors trying to find one frame where she doesn't look like she's casting a curse. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark? She's somewhere calmly sipping water, probably adding chaos resistance and hostile work environment expert to her LinkedIn profile. She didn't flinch. She didn't glance. That's silence. That wasn't shock. That was experience. Because this wasn't a first-time blow-up. This feud has been brewing like a cheap dorm meal, boiling, bubbling, and eventually exploding all over the court. And the worst part? It didn't have to be this way. This could have been a classic, a battle of talent, a showcase of two powerhouse athletes dominating the court. But instead, we got a full-blown soap opera, live on hardwood, with less strategy and more stomping. Angel's Fire had the chance to fuel greatness. Instead, it burned her seat into WNBA infamy.
Make sure that tensions didn't get too high after the play. Now with this play, they did call a flagrant 1 on Caitlin Clark. They said that it was unnecessary contact on the play, but I immediately knew, I was like, oh crap, this is gonna be something that goes viral. A bunch of people are gonna talk about it. People are going to make it into something bigger than it needs to be.
So now the only question left is, what happens next? Does Angel Reese get suspended, fined, shipped off to a silent retreat with Phil Jackson, a yoga mat, and a diffuser set to calm the hell down? Or will the league pretend it didn't happen because chaos gets clicks and ratings need saving? Or maybe, just maybe, they'll use her as the new face of what not to do. A cautionary tale for every player who confuses passion with a public meltdown. Time will tell, but one thing's already clear. Angel Reese has the talent of a superstar, but last night, she had the emotional control of a YouTube comment section at 3 a.m. And that's not just bad for her, it's bad for the game, because eventually the drama has to stop. And the basketball, that needs to take center stage again. Until then, enjoy the bench, Angel. That front row view, you earned it. The irony is that the same Angel Reese who built her brand as the fearless competitor, the ice-cold enforcer, the queen of mental warfare, just talked herself straight out of the game. It's like calling checkmate and then realizing, oh wait, you've been playing Connect 4 this whole time. Now her fans are spinning out like a conspiracy subreddit on Red Bull. She's misunderstood. She's emotional. The media twisted it. Let's be honest, the media didn't twist a thing. The cameras were on, the mic was hot, and Angel, she delivered the drama all on her own.
The Indiana Fever just played their first game against the Chicago Sky, and folks, it was not close. It was not close. I remember my timeline being flooded with people saying it was going to be a good dogfight. It was going to be a close game. It was going to come down to the wire. It was going to be a great one. No, it wasn't. It was a 40-point blowout. And it was a great game on one side. On the other side, it was a little questionable. But we got to see Caitlin Clark in full force.
The microphones were live. Every hot wing-dripping, couch-jumping fan in America was locked in. And if Angel's blow-up was just a misunderstanding, then the Titanic simply took a swim. Her timing couldn't have been worse if she tried. The game was tight. Her team needed focus, composure, maybe even a clutch play to turn things around. Instead, they got a one-woman off-Broadway performance of Unhinged, the musical. Angel didn't step up. She stepped out, from competitor to chaos conductor in under a minute. And what made it worse? Her team's reaction. Silence. Awkward, heavy silence. No one rushed in to defend her, no high fives, no post-drama hugs, just teammates staring at the floor like, we are not getting involved in that. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark might as well file her paperwork and run for Senate. The way she stood through that emotional hurricane without flinching, she looked like she'd been trained by royal guards and PR coaches. Calm, collected, and stone cold. It was night and day. One player looked like the future face of the league. The other, like a random extra dragged in for drama rehearsal. And here's the part where the consequences hit. Hard. There's no escaping what's coming. Angel's about to face the consequences. Because this isn't just one flare-up. This is becoming a pattern, and fans are starting to see it. The same crowd that chanted her name last season, now they're side-eyeing the scoreboard wondering, is she worth the headache? Talent will get you in the spotlight. But attitude, that's what decides whether it burns bright or burns out.
Man, this was hilarious. Look, Angel Reese was pissed. Look at her, she was still going out there a little bit. Look, took the jersey out. What's going on? Look, and the thing is, I thought Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark were cool. But I don't know, man. The way Angel got up, she was like, Look at her. Ooh. I mean, she was getting after it, fam.
But a lot of hate going on out there. And I mean, hate from Angel Reese fans onto both Indiana Fever fans and guys that just want to talk about sports like Robert Griffin III.
She had the perfect chance, right there under the lights, to elevate the game, to set an example, to show every young baller how real champions handle pressure. But instead of rising above, Angel Reese chose pettiness over poise and turned a primetime moment into a masterclass in self-destruction. And if she's not careful, this won't just be a bad night. It'll follow her, not as a slip-up, but as her brand. So, what's the verdict? If you listen to the public, she's guilty of self-sabotage, reckless drama, and wasting a stage that players dream of. Enjoy your time out. Maybe while you're there, think about this. Passion without control doesn't make you powerful. It just makes you loud with nice sneakers.